name is Abhinandan Sarkar, and I serve as the academic director for the program. With 1.5 lakh vacant data science job openings in India this year, profession. Hello, and lovely to have all of you back in MC. Am I audible? I think I am, right? I can check it on my phone as well. Yes, I am audible. We have a few people on. So, good morning, all of you. Very, very good morning. Today, we are going to handle a very, very key topic known as resume. And this is a topic that everyone feels is very, very easy because how tough is it to make a one page or a two-page document about your entire life? Many people think this is very easy, but this is like one of those simple, easy balls in cricket that you think you will hit for a six, and you might get overconfident. And we know what happens when batsmen get overconfident. They might get out. So this is to ensure that your resumes are perfect. Okay. So we'll do that. Good morning, Harshita. And good morning to all the others who are here. This is going to be a session where whether you created resumes, you have some basic resume with you, you not touched your resume at all, you don't know what a resume is. This session is for all of you, so that we'll put all of you on the same page and then take all of you to create your final resume. I hope I'm audible. Let me just see. Yeah, I am. Okay, fine. So couple of minutes. What I would like is for all of you to also put in your doubts, concerns, questions in the live chat, and we can clarify that as well because I'll be seeing that. I know you'll have a lot of questions. Good morning, Priyanka. Hmm. Hmm. So, if some of you who joined in early, if you have uh, two devices, right, your laptop or a desktop and the phone, suggest you watch this session on the phone and incorporate the changes in the laptop if you want, or if that is not possible, not a problem, we will share this template with you after the session so you know exactly what needs to be done. Fine. Now let me just arrange my laptop. Good. A minute to go. So today's session will be hands-on, so I would want all of you to ask doubts. We go section by section in a particular resume of a fictional person, and we create that resume of that person. Similarly, if you follow these steps, when you watch the video again and when you're creating the resume, you can achieve that perfection. Okay. Good morning, Subramanian. Let me just say good morning here to everyone. Yes, I think that's more than enough. 44 people. We start off in a minute. Any doubts that you have, all of which will be clarified in this session and subsequently. I know some of you will not be creating your full-fledged resume here, you might be creating it later. Even then, if you have doubts, you can send your queries to us. We will help you clarify. Hmm? Not to worry. Okay, lovely. Let us just start. It's 9:30. Thank you all for joining us once again on this Saturday morning. The topic that we have today is resume writing, and this, like I said, is a topic, is a section that many of us feel it's very, very easy. What is there in resume? I know aptitude, many of us feel it's tough. Interviews, we are scared, but resume is something we can go in with any one page resume, one page document, and say it's a resume. So that is not the objective of this session. This is to ensure how can you have the best looking resume for the 20 or 21 years of your life. Okay, so we go into the resume. First point that I want to talk about, when we look at a resume, we also go into how much time, all of that subsequently. The first point that I want to talk about, before you even start your resume, and please keep writing in doubts and questions here. Good morning, Divya. What I would want you to notice before you even touch your resume, see, For people who joined in late, what I want to tell is, if you already have your final resume with you, if you have some draft format of the resume with you, if you have not done anything at all in this thing called resume, don't worry. This session is for all three of you. We start from the basics. I will walk you through an actual resume of a person, and then we will fill it up, and then we will see how you can do something similar for your own resume. Okay, so the first point we start off with is what is known as the overview and the background work. Okay, first of all, what we say here, if you see this, let me just activate the pen. What is the difference between these two? Resume. So the first thing what I would want all the MC students should tell is, you should never say resume. Here is my resume. Where is the resume? No. Resume in English is to start a work after a brief stoppage. So the correct way to say it is resume. Okay. The way to write it is this way, but in English this is not easily available. This is a French word, so the correct way to say it is resume. I don't want anyone to say resume henceforth. It's a resume writing session. Okay, so remember that. That's the first thing. It is both a trailer and a summary of your life. Okay, why is it a trailer, why is it a summary? Many a times we give the resume and we submit it to the companies before their selection process starts. So someone who's looking at your resume without even looking at you, without even meeting you, is spending 10 seconds on your resume and seeing, this is the resume. He's looking at it and saying, okay, is this good enough, or is this person good enough or not? Right or wrong, that is how the first round of screening happens in companies. So that is why it's a trailer. Looking at that trailer, if the person is not interested in watching the movie, he or she is going to not go to the theater, which in your case, he or she is not going to invite you for the selection rounds, or not going to select you in the interviews. Why is it also a summary of the movie? Because after the interview, once you go out of the room, they again look at your resume before they make that decision, or they write based on how impressive your resume is. So it's very, very, very critical, very critical. So the importance of this, I can't overstate. It's very, very, very important. So first thing, I'm just sending the context. It's a resume, not resume. It's both the trailer as well as the summary. So very critical if you want to get, especially for freshers, right? The resume. See, we have less time in our lives. We have only done uh, from, let's say, from school 8 to engineering. So you have around 7 8 years only. So how impressive can you make your resume in these 7 8 years? Before that, those points might not be very relevant before eight, unless it's exceptional points. So in these 8 years, how can you ensure a resume gets impressive? That is what we're going to do in this session. How long will an interviewer spend on your resume? Can anyone let me know in the comment section? I could. 122 people are there. How long do you think an interview will spend on your resume? If the interview is for, let's say, 30 minutes, if the interview is for 30 minutes, how long do you think the interviewer will spend on your resume? Anyone who can give me some inputs in the chat section? How long do you think? Anyone? Yeah, they spend around 5 to 10 seconds on your resume. Prashant Gowda is very generous. He has a lot of time. He will spend 10 to 30 seconds, but it's even less, 5 to 10 seconds. So your question should not be, oh, they're only going to spend 5 to 10 seconds, so why should I put in so much work? That is the wrong approach. They'll spend 5 to 10 seconds. Your goal is to, yeah, 6.5 seconds. Nishchit Rao is, Krishna Vaidya is probably close, 3 to 7 seconds. Yeah. Your goal is to ensure that when they spend these 5 seconds on your resume, they are impressed and they spend a lot more time reading it. I'm not saying in 5 seconds they'll read your resume. In 5 seconds, they look at your resume to see if it is something I should spend time on. Should I read it? Should I spend more time on it? If not, it goes into the reject pile. If yes, they'll spend more time. So your goal is to ensure that you catch the interviewer's attention in these 5 to 10 seconds. And also, very important, we know there is something known as the first impression, right? If your resume is good, the first impression in the minds of the interviewer is good, he or she will want to hire you. Okay, and you have to get yourself rejected. So if the resume is good, he or she will be more lenient. So very, very, very important. A lot of students will take part in the resume sessions, will want to do the resume, but will not do it. And most of you do your resumes on the night before the company comes, which will be very, very damaging. Don't do that. You have time now. After this session, okay, ensure that you do a draft of your resume. Ensure that you keep working on this resume, and we'll tell you how. Okay, so before you do your resume, we would want you to create something known as a master resume. So, what is a master resume? See, a resume has format, it has sections, all of that, right? What I mean by a master resume is like a list. You create and write all the points that you have in your mark. You write it on a piece of paper. You write it in some simple Word document or notepad. Write all the points that you think. You might be the school captain in standard 7. You might have won some memory quiz somewhere. You might have won some NCC prize. Whatever it is, big or small, you create something on a master resume and just keep bullet points. Don't keep it in sections. You might be the topper in one subject in some semester. You might have gotten distinction throughout your whatever are the points. Just keep it in bullet points. It could be half a page, 1 page, 2 pages, 5 pages. Don't worry. Just keep it in bullet points. What does this master resume do for me? This is how I created my resume. Okay. So what happens is all my points are here. Then I don't have to think about, oh, have I forgotten points? So initially when I'm creating a master resume, I'm not worrying about formats. I'm not worrying about section. I'm not worrying about font. I'm not worrying about tables. Just putting dots and bullet points in some notepad or even on a sheet of paper. Right? All the points that you have. Right? All the points that you have. If you don't remember, okay, what was your percentage somewhere in which class or whatever you don't remember, do that research and put it in notepad. Okay, put it in notepad. You might have done some paper presentation somewhere, you might have participated somewhere, you might have won third prize somewhere, you might have attended a webinar somewhere, you might have attended a lecture series somewhere, whatever it is, just write. Your goal there is to make it at least 2 or 3 pages long. Okay, because when you have a lot of points in the master resume, when you create your actual resume, you can remove points from there. Okay, first create that master list. That is the first thing that everyone should do. Don't just rush into, oh, I got the resume, I've gotten the resume format from my senior, let me start typing. No, that will lead to a substandard resume. Try this. Do this something called as a master resume, and then ensure that you fill everything that you know. Key thing, like I said, don't do this resume just before the company is going to come. You do this now so that it is ready. These are things you don't there is a saying in Sanskrit, yuddha kale shastrabhyasa, which means when there is a war, if you start practicing sword fight, nothing will happen. We will die. So practice sword fight when there is no battle, which means no, you don't have that pressure. Your resume will look absolutely beautiful. Okay, so spend time on the resume. This requires time. This is like a tree, it will not grow overnight. And don't keep it till the end. Okay, don't keep this resume part till the end. Okay, this is the overview and the background work that I want. These are the two important points that I want you to remember. One, it is very, very important, and people spend very little time to decide whether to interview you. So the time spent on the resume is very less. Second, we create something known as a master resume. So this is point one, key point. This is point two and three. Don't keep it at the end. So how we are going to do the session is, okay, now that we have quite a few people, 144 people on. So what I would do is, see, if you have the phone and a laptop or a desktop, watch this session or hear this session on the phone, and you can do your changes on the laptop. If not, no problem. I will create the resume on a standard resume template, and we'll create the resume with all of you. Whatever doubts you have, you do let me know. We'll go section by section, and I will show you how we can make a beautiful resume with absolutely no data in it. Okay, sounds interesting. Let us go to that particular resume. Just give me a minute. So here I'll increase the font. I have the resume of someone by name Ramesh Gupta. Okay, so I don't have any details. So there's no details. It's all blank. Okay, so it's all blank. Let us see how we can make this person's resume look better. So what we will do after the session is we will also share this resume template with you. Very, very important. There is no one correct template. Okay, doesn't mean that, oh, if you don't follow our template and some other template, it is going to be wrong. No, this is just a very good, professional, simple, easy to edit template, and it has all the key sections that an interviewer would look at. So that is what I would want you to do. Do not do some template where the bullets are jumping like a snake. They are going like this. The tables are off. Fonts keep changing. No. So all of these things are taken care here. If you have another template, please go ahead. If I see, let me just show you example here. Just give me a minute. If I say creative resume templates, if I say creative resume templates, what will happen is that if you put that here, okay, if you put that here, these things will jump. So don't do that. So the first section that you have, you look at it here, first section, try putting it in this place. So the name that you have of the person, your name, right? If you have the name, enter the name here. The name that you want to enter can be, let's say, Ramesh Gowda. You enter Ramesh Gowda here. So what you do when we send you the template is you do not delete. See, for example, if you see here, enter the name is there, right? Do not delete this section. If you delete, then the font will change. So things will go wrong. So what you do, enter your name is here. Do not delete that entire section. Just delete it till here and enter your name. Your name will be, let us say, Ramesh Gowda. That is taken care. Ramesh Gowda is here. Now we have entered the name. Let us say we have to put the name, logo of the college. If you have to put the logo of the college, what you do is you delete this logo. See, this is of a particular college called Venu Institute of Technology. You delete this logo. You delete this logo. There is space to put your logo. If you don't want to put the logo, you can put your photograph as well. So there is no hard and fast rule on how you need to do. So if you want the logo, I have the logo of my college, RV College of Engineering. What I do is you download it. In Malnad College of Engineering, you have the logo, you download it and you can put it here. Okay, this looks very professional. See how it automatically got aligned. So it got fit. So if you have the logo size that is big, that is small, you adjust it so that it is here. Then when we come here, Ramesh Gowda, we have entered the name. So this is the first section that I want you to cover, Ramesh Gowda. So this is the first section. Our first section is till here. So if you see, this is our first section. Here, okay, from here till here. Now in Ramesh Gowda, enter your address here. Your address here is not very important. People, they are not going to send Flipkart parcels to you. Okay, they are not going to send details over to you. That is not something that you need to worry about. So write a very simple address. I'll write the address number 4, first floor, 23rd A main. Okay, probably at max 2 lines. JP Nagar, second phase. So if you see how it automatically has aligned, and when you write, these are the key points that I want you to remember. If you see this, it's called as a superscript. First, ST of first, RD of 23rd, ND of second. So that has to go up. It should not be written like this, 1ST. It should not be written this way. That has to go up. Okay, that's called as a superscript. It has to go up here. 23rd and then second. And if you see it is center aligned. If people know, see, if this is something known as center aligned. If you go to home, if you do left, it will go left aligned. If you do this, it will go to right aligned. No, it has to be here, which is center aligned. So very simple. Two line address. Do not worry about it too much. Okay, don't have to give your exact address with the name of the village, compound, no, nothing. You can just write this particular address here. That is done. Now you have to enter the email. How do you enter the email? If you have an email which says cutekitty@gmail.com or rockingstar Ranjana at yahoo.com, no. It has to be an email that is professional. If you have an email like that which says PUBG star Ramesh, no, don't enter something like that. Enter your email here which is professional. So for Ramesh Gowda, assume he doesn't have an email ID. Create that email ID, confirm that you have that email ID and enter here Ramesh Gowda MC So see, if you delete, the font changes. That's what I want to highlight. So don't delete. I'll show you how that's to be done. 1 minute. I'll just show you. So enter the email is here. Keep that text first. Then write Ramesh. Ramesh Gowda 98 MCE at gmail.com. Once you write that, then delete this. Okay. Once you write that, then delete. So if you see now, this font and this font is the same. Okay. This font and this font is the same, and enter your phone number. And then delete that text. Okay. So if you see, then there is no problem with the font. Now you see how it looks. If you want to align this to the left, align this to the right, you can see. Okay. So this is now central align. See, I've clicked this button, center align. In home, you will have that option. So if you see here, the focus is on the name, focus is on the college, focus is not on the address because we do not want them to focus. Focus is on the email because you might get the offer letter to the email address. The focus is also on the phone number in case they want to contact you. So this is the first section in the resume. Do not worry, we will share this format with you for people who do not have a format or who are not happy with their format. For people who have a format, you can edit in your own format. Again, I am not asking everyone to do in one format. I'll also tell you the problem. There are two things, okay? Now you have to listen to this very carefully. In some colleges, when some companies go, if the format is very same, meaning the format, if 100 students of MCE follow this, they will be very happy. They will find that there is some standard and people have put in effort and it looks very professional. Some corporate HRs, the junior HRs will think that the resumes are copied. It won't be copied because the text and everything will be different. So if they ask you that, you can say, no, sir, this is the standard format that many people in our college are following. Okay. Many HR, senior HRs like me will be happy. They will say, oh, good, they've spent effort, they've spent time and done this. Okay. So this is the first section, Ramesh Gowda, which is written here, which is the name. So whatever text we send, you don't delete that. So let's say we send this to you. This is already written as Ramesh Gowda. Now your name might be, let's say we'll take Varshita. So do not delete Ramesh Gowda first. First you write Varshita and then delete Ramesh Gowda. Okay, then you put that as center. Let me just take it to the left. Then you put that as center. So this is done. So anytime you start in the center, you click this button, which is center. Okay, address, email ID, phone number, and the logo. If you don't want the logo, if you want to put your photo, it's fine. If you don't want to put the address here, you want to put the address at the end, it's also fine. I'm looking at something that I will be very happy to receive. Okay, so this is my first section. Let us move to the next section. So this is the section that I want to talk about, the career objective. Okay, many students get very tense about the, let me see if there are any doubts. Okay, many students are very happy about the, are very scared about the career objective. In the career objective, they feel that what do we write? I do not know. I don't know what the interviewer will do. Very honestly, the interviewer is not going to spend a lot of time on it unless you make blunders. I'll tell you what are the blunders that people would do. Writing a paragraph as a career objective. Don't do that. Also, let us say you are an electronics student and you are applying for a computer science company. And sometimes we do because that opportunity is something we like, whatever might be the interest. Do not then have a career objectives which says to pursue a career in the field of digital signal processing. The company will feel, okay, this person might not jump. Okay, so that's the second mistake. First mistake is to make it too big. Second mistake is to keep it irrelevant or different from what the company, what that the particular company is doing. The third is to make it sound too fancy. The language used in the career objective is too fancy, but after that, in the rest of the resume, it is not written like that. Or when the candidate is speaking, there is a difference. So I do not want that. So keep some simple career objective. Can you think of career objectives that you want to write? I will show you some sample career objectives. You could pick that as well, but suggest that different people use different career objectives. And I'll show you some career objectives and the problems of using those career objectives. Okay, wonderful. So I saw this doubt of Krishna Vaidya. Can we apply both photo and logo? So he says, can we apply both photo and logo? You can. You can possibly put your photo here, the college logo here, or you can interchange it. No problem at all. You have some space here as well. You can use that. There will be some balance. So try putting your photo. If you are putting your photo, it has to be a professional looking photo. You can't click photos that you put on your WhatsApp DP or on any other social media platform. It has to be a professional looking photo for men with formal shirts, as in only, or with tie or with blazer. Okay, formal shirts only, or formal shirt with tie, or formal shirt with tie and blazer. Very clean looking with a good background. If you're not going to a photo studio to do, at least when you're doing it in your home, it has to be a white background or any clean background. For women, it could either be with saris, dupattas, or western formals. Again, like a good passport size photograph with a simple smile. Do not have to look very tense like this in the photo. Do not have to do this. Just a simple smile would be enough in this photo. So that is good, Krishna Vaidya. Now let us go to the career objective. Let us look at a few sample career objectives. Okay. If you see, these are some sample career objectives. I want to show, and I'll show why they are good to have for a fresher. So here it says, see, some of these are generic, which you can use in the same resume to different companies. Some of them you might have to tweak it to specific companies. So let us look at the first career objective. I could, in Ramesh Gowda's resume, I could write career objective, looking for an opportunity, okay, in a reputed organization, which will help me deliver my best and upgrade my skills in engineering and meet the demands of the organization. Very clear. What is it saying? I want to join a good company. So that is why I applied to you. So good company. Sorry, good company. That is why I have applied here. Good company. That is why I applied here, which will help me deliver my best and upgrade my skills in engineering. So what does it do? I am a person who wants to work in the best possible manner. I want to keep upgrading my skills. So it shows that you are not happy and you keep want to improve. And whatever the demands and whatever work that the organization have, I want to do. So it is telling 3 or 4 key things about you. One, you want to join in a very good role, which means you think you are also good. Two, it is saying you want to deliver your best. You are not going to be very lazy. Upgrade my skills in engineering. You want to keep getting better and meet the demands of the organization, which is you are not going to be very casual. You are going to be professional. So this is one sample career objective. Second thing, these are all different sample objectives. Okay, to utilize my technical skills. So here you are telling the organization that you are technically strong. Okay, so what career objective we see, we might think that this is what the candidate wants to highlight. For achieving the target, so this person, you are showing that you can work under pressure. For achieving the target could be in having few bugs in code or ensuring that the project get delivered on time or whatever it is. So this, you are achieving the target, providing the best performance in the organization, that you are competitive, that you feel you are good. So companies that are recruiting 2, 3, 4 in a college, they feel that okay, this is a person who's good. And these are the other skills he wants to highlight: innovative, creativity for accomplishing the projects. Okay, so this is another career objective. If you see, this and this career objective are very different, but both are very good. Both are very, very good. Then here it shows that this person is very interested in an engineering environment, right? He wants a challenging position in a high quality engineering environment, which means the work is cutting edge, work is of the latest trends, and my experience and academic skills. So someone who has good percentage can also highlight this, where my resourceful experience, it could be in internships or it could be in projects, and academic skills will add value to organizational operations. Again, there is no one clear career objective. The only thing which you should not do is don't copy the same career objective that you have with all of your classmates. Format can be the same. The text after that should not be the same. Okay, format, no problem. Any professional format is good. After that, don't copy career objectives. If your friend wants career objective, write one more for him and her. If the person feels my communication skills are not good, can you write a career objective? Write 1 or 2 for him and give. Don't share your own career objective. Because when we see, we don't know who has copied from who. Okay. Then to be placed in a company in which I can use my technical skills and leadership qualities. So someone who wants to highlight. So my question to person who puts this is, next question will be, can you show me where you have demonstrated leadership? So a smart interviewee is all of you, the students, will put what when I was of your age, someone told me we have to leave biscuits for the interviewer and they have to follow it like a dog. So tomorrow don't tell 7 cents told all interviewers are dogs. No. What we are telling is in your resume, you have clues given which the interviewer will see and ask questions, and you should be prepared for those questions. The moment this objective comes, I am going to ask, okay, can you show me some instances where you showed leadership qualities? And if you are prepared for that question, it will be very, very impressive. Imagine you put this career objective and I ask you, can you show me some instances where you demonstrated leadership qualities? And the candidate does, no, sir, sorry. Look at that impression. The first question, and the interviewer loses trust in the candidate, right? So, whatever you put in the resume, again, I repeat, what you put in your master resume, and after that, what you put in your 1 page or 2 page or 3 page resume, you have to ensure that you have to think like the interviewer. When he or she sees this, what might be the questions that come up? Okay, some more career objectives. Position as an engineer. Now here we are talking about team oriented tasks, someone who's a team player, someone who has worked on challenging projects. Okay, all of this, again, nothing is wrong. The other thing you should take care is do not have grammatical errors or spelling mistakes in your resume, not just in career objects, in your entire resume there should be no errors. So what you should do, when you type in word, if there is an error, it will highlight that with a red wavy shape symbol. Okay, if it is not a name, right? If it's an Indian name, it will show errors. That's okay. But take care to ensure that English words do not have errors. Okay, when I write Vinod, it will show an error if I write it on any system. So do not worry about names. Any other spellings or grammatical errors, please correct it. Now here, if you see, we have put this part, name. What does it mean? Again, I am showing these three things: dedicated, energetic, and motivated team player. Seeking a career that would enable me to utilize into this field. Which field? It could be the field that this company is hiring for. It could be the any field. Like if you are doing it for digital signal processing, keep it as digital signal processing. If you are a civil engineering who's and one time looking at highway engineering, you write that. If you are a civil engineer who's looking at structural, put that. Then you need to have multiple printouts of the resume. So don't just have one resume. You will have Ramesh Gowda, civil engineering resume, structural engineering. Same thing. Ramesh Gowda, objective will change. The title of the resume also will change. So you know what resume you have to print for a particular interview. So this is some sample career objectives. Like that, there are some more. Now, if you see here, this person wants to only go into electrical engineering, and he wants to highlight that he's done his internship in this field, electrical distribution. So that is why he starts off that way with a bachelor's degree and internship in electrical. So now if you write this much story, we know that you also want to work in that field. If you write like this, which a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering and internship in electrical distributions, I want to start my career in software field, then it would be wrong because it doesn't look right. Now you are saying electrical. My goal is to find this full-time electrical engineer position, continue to provide electric. So this is for an electrical engineering company. If Robert Bosch comes, okay, Siemens comes, anyone who's hiring for an electrical role, then this is a perfect career objective for them. So you don't want to get into electrical testing, for example. Then you change this part in electrical. Okay. So that is how you change some sample career objectives. This is for a civil engineer. Someone wants to join structures, seeking a junior structural engineering position with a construction company engineering firm. Again, which is your area of expertise? All of this: soil foundation, water issues, and structural problems. Like that, we have some sample career objectives. Some of this very short, some of this very long, some of this specific to a particular field, some of this which are relevant to uh, all companies. For example, this is relevant to all companies. Secure a challenging position in a reputable organization to expand my knowledge and skills. See, secure a responsible career opportunity. All of this, just some of these are minor modifications of the other. Okay, this is probably what we see most common in freshers. So it is something that you should not put. Seeking an entry level position to begin my career in a high level professional environment. So all of this are some sample career objectives. Okay. So what you have here, let us see, we take this part. example. 1 minute. Let us we take this part. Which part? Which one do we like? Let us say I take this. I like this. Okay. You have it somewhere. Control C. Go back to your resume. Career objective is here. Do not delete. Are you able to hear me? Able to hear me though? Yeah, okay. So what you do, I can hear. Yeah. So keep the text here. Keep the text here. And yes, okay, thank you. Wonderful. So you put that here. You can either copy paste. If you copy paste, the formatting goes. If you see, notice this. It is like this. When I copy paste, the formatting goes. So then what you should do is you should come here in this part, paste and keep text only. Okay. Then you will have only the text. Notice what is happening. If you keep it like this, if I copy paste from somewhere, right, you've entered in some text or some from some source. If I paste here, you will see the change here. So notice the change here that happens. You will get a bullet point here. I don't want a bullet point there. If I don't want a bullet point there, you go to paste option and just click on this say only text will come. So if you see only text will come. Fine. That is if you are copy pasting. If you are not copy pasting, you can just write here to pursue a challenging career in the field of software testing, automated software testing in a reputed organization. So if you do this, it's a risky thing because what if it is not a testing role, right? If you do this, you have to be very careful that they're hiring only for testing. Only then write this way. Else, you could possibly say to pursue a challenging field in the field of software engineering in a reputed organization. Anything that you write, okay, ensure that it is here. If you are copy pasting from this Excel, you take care to ensure that it is copied as text only. Okay, so it is, if you write it here, you can put it anywhere. I'm just showing, just do copy as text. So this is my objective. Then I delete this. So if you see, the career objective looks very nice. This is for a sample civil engineering. I just want to write that because I don't want everyone to write software testing or software. I've just written this. So civil engineering student can write this if he or she is interested in structural engineering position that the company is offering. So this is my career objective. Any doubts in career objective that anyone has? Any doubts in career objective? You can possibly put. Also, what we could do is if you have career objectives that you develop later, again, we will share with you those sample career objectives also. Okay. Try to modify that a little bit. Try to modify that a little. See, let me just zoom out of this resume so you see how it looks. It looks very professional and nice. And if you see, this entire resume has only one font. What happens is people will use one font here. They'll use Arial here. They'll use Times New Roman here. They'll use Garamond here. They'll use Verdana here. No, it has only one font. Only one font. If you see only one, it looks so nice. This is bolded. This is not bold. Like that, it is done. Okay. So then we come into this section known as academic qualification. Any doubts in career objectives, you can type and I will clarify. Now, when we come to academic qualification, you have this table, which means you will have these 5 columns. These 5 columns: course, institution, board or university, year of completion, and percentage. And what you should write is you should write in reverse chronological order. Reverse chronological order means what is something that you are doing now should come here. Your PUC 12th should come here. 10th should come here. Sorry, 1 minute. 10th should come here. Okay. Very, very important. So don't edit this part. This part you don't edit. This should be exactly as it is. Some of you might have a question saying, sir, what if my marks are low? Should I enter that here? Okay. Or, sir, I have good marks in 10th, good marks in engineering, but my PU marks are low. Or somewhere it is low. Or it is low throughout. Should I enter? Definitely enter. Because if you do not enter, we are going to think the worst case scenario, that it is very, very, very low. You might think 50 is low. We might think, oh, it is 36. Correct? So enter it there. And if it is low, be prepared to answer that question. Mr. Ramesh Gowda, we see here that your marks in 10th and I mean MC is very good, but why is it that in 12th you suffered a fall? Then do not say, sir, my college was not good, my lecturer was not good, the paper was tough, and do not have to give those reasons, because the interviewer will think this person did not do his responsibility and he or she is now putting the blame on others. Admit that fault and show how you have learned from it. Yes, sir, in 12th, I used to play a lot of. If you ask me that question, right? Let's say if I was Ramesh Gowda and my marks in 12th was less, I would still put it. And if they ask me, I would say, yes, sir, I was a good student in 10th, but in 12th, I got a little distracted. I started playing some online games and started spending more time with friends. And that impacted me a lot, and I realized my parents were very sad after my 12 percentage, and that is why I realized I have to put in effort and do very well in engineering, and see my percentage has improved. Now this shows that a person has learned, committed mistakes and learned lessons. On the other hand, if your engineering marks are low, what you should say is, yes, sir, I realize there are some subjects that I did not put extra effort, and I know the difficulty because of which my overall percentage has come down. I want to make up for this by uh, doing well in the remaining semesters, and also ensuring that my performance in the company is something that my parents will be very proud of. So if you say these answers, the interviewers will also know, okay, he or she realizes the importance. Now let us say you want to fill this. Name of the course or branch. I just keep seeing if there are any doubts. No. Okay. Name of the course or branch. So we know it is. So before you delete, you write here. Right after that, then you delete. So you know BE. That is how you write. Okay. When you are writing full stop, do not write BE like this. Okay. You write dot space dot. Okay, or if you don't keep space, that's also okay, but do not keep that dot there. And your course, so we are putting it as civil engineering. We have seen students who take the resume from their friends and do not fill this data. So if you delete this, if you see, this will be centrally aligned. Again, it will be centrally aligned. You can highlight this if you want, you can do bold, or if you don't want it, you can leave. So name of the college and city, that's pretty clear. I will not fill this, I just fill for one, and then I will go to the next section. Okay, name of the university and city. This place we write VTU. Also, what you can write, if you want to write, if it is autonomous, you can write that here. Then the interviewer will also feel that this particular candidate can join us early if needed. All of those advantages come in. Year of completion, do not write 2020 when you're creating the resume now, because if you write 2020, they will think that you've already graduated and you are searching for a job. You have to write 2021, and you can write expected. Even if you don't write expected, it is okay. See how, if you see here, all of this is in one line. I think it's in a straight line. This is looking small because it's only one line, but it is all, if you take the center, it is all in the same line. And here, when you have to write a percentage, what you have written, enter percentage or GPA. Since you have not graduated, you can write it until some semester. Okay. Charan HN says, if there is any work experience in case of lateral entries, where should we add the info? Yes, Charan, I will come to that particular section. I will show how to do that. Huh? So enter percentage or GPA. I do not know whether you have percentage. Do you have percentage or GPA in Malnad? Whatever it is, you write that here. Okay. If it is 81.9 percentage, or I don't know, 8 CGPA, whatever it is, you write that like this. Okay, I've shown it in both the places. You write that like this, and until, so GPA, right? So let's say if it's out of 10, you have 8 CGPA until this one, until 6th semester or 5th semester, whatever you have. So you could say you write this until 6th semester. This is your CGPA, whatever it is. If it is 6.5, right, that is 6.5. I don't know, whatever it is, you write. So it looks very simple. Here, what you have to do is, if it is PUC, write PUC science, or 12th CBSE, ICSE, whatever it is, you write. I would write PUC science. Okay. Name of the college could be ABC College, Narsipura. Okay. State of the board. This is, what is this PU board called? If you don't know the name of the board, you can write it as PU board, or you can write it as Karnataka bold, you can write it that way. Okay, enter here. If 2021 is, it could be 2017 or it could be 2018 in case of diploma students. If it is 2018 and diploma, you have to write here diploma and what you specialized in, that you have to write here if it is diploma students. If you have a year gap somewhere, after PUC you took a gap, do not worry, you write the corresponding year there. Do not worry. But again, be prepared to answer. Why is there a year gap? Why did you take an extra year? All of that. You please be prepared to answer. You could say, yes, sir, I was suffering from this health issue. And don't just say health issue. If it is health issue, elaborate a little. Yes, sir, I met with an accident and so I was bedridden for 2 months. And so I couldn't give my exams on time. Sir, I was suffering from dengue. So do not just say health issue. You have to say something that the interviewer will believe. And the more data you give, the more they will believe. If it's a very personal health issue, then you do not have to say it. You just let them know that it was a personal health issue. Percentage, here the percentage has to be throughout, okay, not just your PCM or PCB. You have to write throughout. So let us say it is 78%. I don't know. You write that. So similarly, what you do is you write here 10th. You can write 10th here. You can write the name of the college. So 10th SSLC. Name of the college will be Expo. I don't know. Canara High School. Mangalore. If you see, I'm always leaving a space after the comma. That is the correct way to do it. If you see, there is one space here. I'm not writing like this. This is wrong. That is why it will show as underlined. If you leave a space, it is correct. See, Malnad, Holenarsipura, Mangaluru. It will show underlined, but you don't have to correct it. English, Indian spellings, they will not know. But for example, if I write properties like this, it will show an error. Correct. So in your resume, just check for, before you print it as PDF, see where are the mistakes that are there. So whenever there is a mistake, what you could do, if you know the correct spelling, you write. If you don't know the correct spelling, go right, do a right click, you'll get the correct spelling. Properties. Done. So name of the board is KSEB. Enter year, it could be 2015, whatever is the year. Very simple. Enter CGPA, your entire percentage out of 625. I will put that as 73%. I don't know, whatever it is, you write. So this entire section is very clear. Any doubts in this section? Academic qualification, if you see, is bolded. This is bolded. You don't have any problem. Even if it goes to the second line, it is smooth. If it goes, let's say if this was only in one line, it will all be, see, if you see, all of this is in one line. It's very, very smooth. Correct? So this is my academic qualification section. I will come to Charan's point about work experience towards the end, because that might be relevant for a few students. I will come to that particular section. Now let us go to the next section on technical skills. Any doubts, please keep asking. Okay? Any doubts, please keep asking. Now let us look at technical skills. When you go to technical skills, what are the things that I would want to look at is, if you are not from a technical background, which is not the case here, right? So this is probably for some MBA students. This section absolutely needs to be there. So you can't remove this. Whatever is in red, when we send you the format, you please delete that. So this, you are a technical background student, so you can't remove this section. What are the things that you can put here? So you kept that as filler text and filler, just so that the formatting is maintained. What you can do, let us say you want to put, I just move my laptop a little ahead. So let us say you want to put some programming languages. I will put programming languages. Now if you see, before typing, all of these colons, right, that you see are one below, exactly one below the other, colon. But when you type here, the colons might move. I will show how that can be adjusted also. Programming languages. I will put that as C, C++, and basics of Java. You might not see, you might not want to put programming languages. You might want to put something else. Or in programming languages, you might want to put something which is different. No problem. I'm just giving a sample demo. If you see here, after every time, after the comma, I have left space. That is the correct way of writing. Okay. Then I might want to put some database that I know. You might think, oh, civil engineering students have to put this. No, I'm just filling it for anyone. If civil engineering students can put their software, they can put Revit or whatever, CAD, CAM, whatever they want to do, they can do. So what you do, see here now the colon is come only till here. So here the colon is here. What do? You keep the cursor here and type on tab. If you type on tab, this will move like this. And so it will exactly come one below the other. And then write. Okay. So database that I will know, I will put as Oracle and MySQL. If you don't know, don't worry. None of this is compulsory. If you don't know, don't write database. I'm just keeping my technical skills. Okay, so web technologies. So again, it is here. Come, bring the cursor here, put tab. It will come exactly one below the other. It could be PHP or CSS. If you don't know what it is, don't worry. You put what is relevant to your department is all that I'm trying to tell. Now, an electronic student might want to put some design tools. Tab, I put MATLAB, whatever. So if you, whatever you know, you write PSpice. So this is my technical skills. Now, uh, so Varshita SK has asked, do we need to specify which medium we studied in SSLC? Not needed. Not needed. See, if it is a regional language medium, then they will know from your languages spoken, which we will enter here. Languages know, they'll enter here. Okay. If it is English, that's not a problem. You don't have to write which medium you studied here. That's not needed. So technical skills is taken care of. Again, I'm not saying everyone has to write C, C++, Java, Oracle. No. What do you know you write? Do not write operating systems, Windows 8. And all those things you don't write. That's not a technical skill. You keep technical skills. That's something that you can use in the lab. Okay, so that is very, very important. So this comes in your technical skills. One key thing, many students keep writing here Java, PHP, a lot. I will put artificial intelligence, whatever I know, I will write here. But what happens is, what you write here, questions might start coming from that section also. When I have written this, okay. So what do you know about? Can you tell us a little bit about Java? So the person who reads this will ask that question. So whatever you write here, be prepared to answer at least a few basic questions on this. Oh, then do not think, oh, they'll ask questions, so I will not put. Your attitude should be, I will prepare so that I can answer. Okay, you put whatever you want. See how professional it looks. There is space between this bullet and this first letter, and all of these colons are one below the other. All of that is taken care. Same thing with area of specialization. Area of specialization, mention, this is an optional section, mention only if you are confident. For example, an electronic student, what do? I write it here. If I want, I'll put it as antennas, or I'll put it as DSP, or for mechanical engineering, I'll put it as HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. For computer science students, I mean, keep it operating system. I don't know. What you feel is your favorite subject, what you feel you've studied properly, not just for the exam, that you keep here. Because whatever you keep here, you're definitely going to get questions. And once you keep, once you keep, remove this particular test. So this is my areas of specialization. You are definitely going to get questions. What do you keep here? You're definitely going to get questions. Again, you see how smoothly it looks. That all the headings are the same, all the text are the same. Let us say you are not confident, sir. I don't know. I only just studied for the exams. I'm not confident. My suggestion is to prepare for one subject and keep it. If you're not confident, don't keep this section, optional section. You can remove this section. Okay. Let us come to the project. So you have not done your major project. I know, because that will happen in the 8th semester. What you can do, then what you should not do is to delete this section. Don't delete this section. This is an important section because it shows something that you have done practically. Do not delete this section. For example, if you have done some minor, do you have minor project in any semester, which in 5th semester or 6th somewhere, do you have to do some minor project, MC students? Do you have to do any minor projects? If you can help me out by letting me know. No? Do you have to do any minor project in the college or the internship? Okay, wonderful. Yes, okay, microcontroller. Divya's also. Okay, good. So you keep that here for sure, definitely. And what you should do, don't keep it as one line. Wonderful. Oh, not compulsory. Correct. No problem. Many have written yes. Not compulsory. But even if you have done a little in that project for another team, or if you have done any hobby project, or you've done a project in your dad's company, anything, you please mention. This is very, 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 very important. And many people, when they write project, I'll just show how they write, and I will delete it. They'll just write it like this. I'll just show and I'll delete it. Completed a project completed a project on microcontrollers in August 2019, and they'll finish that. No, absolutely not. If you write like that, I will lose interest in you as an interviewer. What you should do is you keep the title of the project. For example, I have one sample project here that a student has written, density based traffic signal. If it's an ongoing project, if it's something that you're doing, then you write ongoing project so that they'll also know that it is something you've started. Even if you've just started something when you're making the resume or when you're attending the interview, if you've just started something, also you write. Now, what is the software used here? Density based traffic signal. I'm writing from different branches. You should not say there he wrote civil engineering, there he wrote electronics. I'm writing so that different branch students also know how it is written. You write for your own particular department. So here I'm going to write, instead of software used, I'm going to write hardware used, because it's an electronics project. And so my this thing moved here, so I will move everything to the right. Okay, tab. Now hardware used, I'll write it as microcontrollers. So since our Divya wrote microcontrollers, I'm going to talk about microcontrollers, IR sensors. So whatever is the hardware used. If there is software used in the project, you write separately here, software used. Put a colon and then move it to here. Let us say I'll just randomly put some software used. I'll write Java. Okay, I'm just don't bold it. That is taken. So if you see here, okay, title, what is the title? Density based traffic signal. Hardware used, I know. So now, what is this? What does the project do? What does the project do? For example, density based traffic signal takes into account the number of vehicles to decide the duration of the lights at different signals. So we know, now we see signals having 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Here it is going to see if there is no vehicle there, why do you have to show green to that side of the road? So it is saying if there is more traffic, we'll increase the time of green light there and reduce the time of green light to other signals. So then the first sentence tell me what's the project all about. Okay, okay, I'll come to the questions. Avinash and Hrithik, I'll come to that question. Density based traffic signal takes into account the number of vehicles to decide the light at different signals. Here we use relays and IR sensors. So this is talking a little bit technical on how you are doing. So what is being done? What is being done? So three parts: what, how, and IR sensors to detect vehicles on all the 4 lanes and send this information to the main junction box, thereby controlling the timer. So what I'm writing, even if you don't understand, you see now, okay, he's writing about some technical stuff. If you don't understand, don't worry, if you're not from electronics. So this is what he's saying. What, first title, what. Second, how, 2 or 3 sentences, thereby controlling the timer of green light for each lane. Lane is road. What, how, why are you doing this project? Why? This avoids idling of vehicles and ensures smooth flow in traffic junctions. So this is why I am doing. What is the project? How am I doing it? Two sentences, okay? 2 sentences. And then why are we doing it? What, how, why. Then when you write this, you delete. Okay, they delete this part. Whatever. This is the sample given to you. Okay. Now if you see, once you write, you have to also delete this red. Whatever is in red, compulsorily remove. That is only as a tip given to you. Don't see in your, when you submit this to the company, don't have the project saying, please write your major and minor project here. That will not look very good. That is why we kept it in red, because some students might keep it. So remove this part. One project done. This is one. Why, if you had one more line, right? I don't want to spend one. You will add one more line here. Beautifully done. If you keep one line, person will think, okay, you did not do anything in the project. You only printed the material. If you write a lot, you will know. And then we will ask, explain that project. Sir, what have I written, sir? If you do like that, it's going to be a problem. You need to know. Sir, we all know. See, this is how I would explain. We know, can you explain this density-based traffic signal? Of course, sir. Sir, we did this project in the fifth semester. It was a optional project for us. I did it with three people, and we had this project to control the number of, as in the amount of time green lights are shown at different signals. Why did we do this? Because we found that in Hassan, many times at signals, vehicles are waiting even though it is green on the other side and there are no vehicles there. We used relays and different sensors at different durations, and this information went to an 8051 processor. That 8051. So if you explain like this, the interviewer knows that you have done. Interview is not just about answering, it is about how you are answering. And the reason you have to spend a lot of time on the resume is because if you make your resume like this, person is going to ask you about the project. See, as an interviewer, look at my mindset. My mindset is I have to ask this person technical questions. Which one would you prefer? Questions on this where you have done the project, or question on some random topic which is very tough? No, I would prefer technical questions on my project because I can answer, and the interviewer might not know a lot. So if I answer this very well, the interviewer will think, this person knows technical, no problem, he is good. So that is how I would want you to answer. So if you see here, it will become 4 or 5 lines. It will look full, and that project will be impressive. Now let me look at that question. Sir, if you have done engineering level project in PU, we can mainly mention that. Of course, even if you have done projects in PU that are relevant to engineering, you please mention that here. You please mention that here. Anytime that you have done. It could be a simple line following robo that you have done. It could be some small automatic water pump that many homes have now. You might have done that. So whatever you have done, you keep mentioning it here. If you want to highlight when you have done, you can highlight. Did this in PUC. You can write that here. Did that in PUC. Absolutely no problem, Avinash. You can go ahead. Now, HM Ritik, can we add projects done at home? Of course. And there is no limit on the number of projects. See, if you have done 5 projects, even if you have done it at home, write all 5. Because as an interviewer, I'm going to think, this guy at 20 has done 5 projects. I at 20 did not do anything. How can I reject him? See, that is what the interviewer will think. No, you might not be as good as the interviewer now, but interviewer will think at 20 he has done so many projects. He will not worry. If you have done it at home, it's even better because the interviewer will think, see, if it's a college project, they will think, oh, college forced them, they did. At home, they are going to think, wow, no one is forcing him, he's doing projects. This guy must be really good at technical. See, this is how an interviewer looks. Of course, put it. If you want to highlight, you put it as hobby project. If you want to write that, if you don't want to write it, also no problem. You write. If they ask, you say, if they ask you, did you do it in the college? You say, no, I did it at home. You can write that here, you can, but definitely write the project. There is no limit. If you have 5 projects, you put. If you have 1 project, you do. At least search and put 1 project. Now, Avinash, as a mechanical student, can I mention projects done on electronics and software? Yes. If you are applying for mechanical company or for this, you keep it. Why? If they ask, Avinash, so Avinash's question is, as a mechanical student, can I mention projects done on electronics or software? I will keep it, even if it's for a mechanical company or electronics company or software company. Why? You ask me. If it was a class session, I would have asked all of you to ask me that question and I would have answered as a student. Now I'll answer as a student. Avinash, I see that you are a mechanical student, but you have done quite a few projects in software and electronics. Why is that? Sir, as you know now, there is no field that is independent. There is no mechanical, there is no civil, there is no computer science. They are all interlinked. Even if you see a car, it's a mechanical body controlled with entry controlled by electronics. A lot of electronic gadgets inside to control. Even our windows are controlled by electronics now, including computers which calculate the anti-braking system. There might be electrical wiring that goes inside. So there is no one field. And the best projects, sir, are done, and the best students are those who have done projects in multiple fields. So once you know the interlinking of fields, sir, I would be better than someone who has only done projects in one area. That is how I would explain. So you see how the explanation has to come out. I have absolutely no problem. Whatever projects you have done, which is technical, don't do projects which are not related. Okay, don't do projects that are not related to engineering, not your branch engineering. Keep projects that are related. If you have done again to your questions on PU level or Electronic software or projects done at home, you can include. Similarly, I have kept space for writing the second one. Okay. If you have space to, if you have some additional project, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, whatever it is, but at least one you have to put. Now here they have put one more new thing is there here, organization. Even in this, if you have organization, if you've done it in some company, definitely keep. What is the advantage of keeping the name of the organization? Because we will think, this person was monitored by someone. This person has already does already know how a company functions. This person already knows what a professional environment is. So if you've done it in an organization, enter this section here. You can enter this here, organization. Okay, this is showing brown because this is Indian spelling of organization. The American spelling is to write it with a Z, so that is why it's showing S. So you put this. So you can put that as any company. I don't know, BHEL. You don't have to bold this. Done. If you don't have an organization, just remove this part. Fine. So this is project. If you have more than one project, you put this as projects. So if you see how smooth it is, I'll just show you the first page of this student. Look at this resume. Varshita, actually, then career objective, academic qualification. Look at how good the resume looks. Very professional. You don't want it to be too childish. You want it to be professional. So this is, I'll remove this. As of now, I only put one project. If you want to put another project, you can. But for the time being, I will remove. I'll keep it as it is. Let it be. So this is for the second project. Now, for internship or in-plant training. So some of you might have done internship somewhere. VTU has mandated internship. I don't know about this year, what is the case about that. But if you have done any internship or in-plant training, even there you can explain in this manner only. Or if you have not done a lot, you can explain what you did. Conducted, let me just write what sort of projects could be. I'll write it for electrical. Completed the study on electronics and electrical components of latest V8 engine at Robert Bosch in August 2019. We learned all the components in an engine and analyzed the performance against benchmark. Something like this. Again, wherever this is an error, you write as Z. That is the American. You can write it with S also. So this is one in-plant training that I have written. If you are writing this, I will highlight this so that I know the electrical student knows. You can either do bold or you can do italics or you can underline. Whatever you want to do, you do. So control U is underline, control I is italics, or control B is bold. Okay, so you write that here. So I would generally want to bold it. Again, all technical components I will bold it because students, the interviewer thinks the student is not doing anything technically in college. We want to change that perception. Whatever you have done, even if you have done it for 1 week, you're right. Even if you have done something in your own company, if your parents or uncles have a company, get to know something that you can put here. Get to know something that you put here. Or ask them, even if you have not done this in-plant training, ask you have to be a little smart. If you have done any industrial visit, you can keep it here. Or you can keep it as a separate section also. If you don't have anything here, if you think, you don't have anything, delete it. Okay, but a lot of other VTU students would have put, so think your resume is always compared with someone else. So you need to ensure that if someone else or a lot of people have the section, you don't have the section. My question will be, why did this guy not do an internship? You don't want to make the interviewer think all this, correct? You have to make them think, how has he done so many internships? Now, next will be paper poster. Poster presentation is what a lot of people talk in different colleges. Okay, so if you don't know what is poster presentation, it's something similar to paper. Now, if you see here, I have written present and just one sample presented a paper on application of robotics at various fests in RV College of Engineering, Bangalore, CBIT Hyderabad. The way I have written, it means I have not won a prize. I have just presented the paper. If I have presented and won, I would have written it like this: secured the first prize in the paper on nanotechnologies and its impact on COVID-19 treatment or whatever. I don't know. I'm just writing. So this is my paper on this. Or nanotechnologies and its impact on pollution control. So this could be for civil engineering. So if you have done something like this, don't worry, pollution control. So if you have at Government Engineering College, Hassan, in August 2018. So then I would probably highlight this if I want. Okay, highlight some key parts. So this is where I won prizes. Here is when I have just participated. So generally the places where your won prizes should be higher because in any section. So you keep it like this. Done. Nanotechnologies and its impact on pollution control. Do not think, array, some places writing civil, some places writing electronics. Yeah, since it's a class where I am multiple people, I don't want to do it only for one branch. You write what you have done and then you delete this section. If you have done 5, see, I see some resumes where paper poster presentation itself they've entered 10. That looks very, very impressive. If you have done 3, 4, then it's a good section to have. It's a good section to have. See, application of robotics. Again, when you have this, no. So what we do is we ask, oh, nanotechnologies. Can you just explain how nanotechnologies can help in pollution control? Students are like, sir, that we did. They start getting itchy. Sir, that we did in August 2018, sir. Forgot, sir. If you do that, no, gone. I would have rejected. Point being, you have done that paper. You have put it in your resume. So you know and you put it. And you're lazy to even go and check it for 5 minutes. What sort of a person would you be at the workplace? Correct. So whatever you put in the resume, see now if you see there are many technical parts. So if you start seeing from here, technical, 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 workshop, seminars, all of these are technical. So there's a lot of technical things already in the resume. You might think, sir, why so much technical? Because if you put these many technical points, your technical questions will be in one of these areas. And it will help you. Instead of them asking you tough questions in DSP, you will know what they are going to ask. Tough questions. There will be some tough topics which you don't want them to ask questions. When they ask, you can't say, sir, don't ask that, sir. Please ask something. You can't do that. So with this, you will ensure that technical questions come in areas that you want. So this is about paper poster presentation. So workshops. So these two can be merged. Workshops and seminars. So if you have, it very clearly says workshop, it means you have done something. Seminars is where you have sat and listened. So if you want to divide that, you do. Again, it looks nice. If you merge also, there's no problem. If you keep it separate also, there is no problem. So for attended a workshop, if you write like this, it becomes very generic. Attended a workshop in Hyderabad. Where? So what I would write is attended a 5-day, 1 minute, attended a 5-day workshop on wearable electronics conducted at IISc in Jan 2019 and learned the applications of sensors and human interaction, something like this. So this is much better. This is much better than the first point because you are giving details. It's a 5-day workshop, so it's not a short workshop. You're given the title, where was it conducted, time, so you know it is, and what did you learn? You learned this, which again is a biscuit for the interviewer. The interviewer might ask you questions on this particular area. Okay, so workshops attended is one such way where you can again highlight the technical expertise that you have. So this I'm going to remove. If you can possibly do workshops slash seminars, conferences, or you want to keep it here, I've just kept 2 for you. Okay, whichever one you want to fill, you fill. 3, 4 points refer. So if you see all of this is technical, all of this is technical till here. So you've given them a lot of things to answer, a lot of things to ask in technical. Now awards and achievements. Okay, so awards and achievements. So this I leave it blank. You can fill it similar to the workshops. It could be I'll just do attended the conference on power electronics and its applications conducted by VTU Belagavi at NDRK or wherever, whichever college you have. Something like this. So this is another way to write conferences also, no problem. Now when it comes to awards and achievements, we have to mention the webinars attended online. So the webinars attended online can be entered here. So if you want, you can modify this as webinars. You can also write as webinars, seminars and conferences. So webinar is like an online seminar conference. You can change this title to webinars and write that here. Remember, everything that you have attended, you please put. Do not think, there are some people, Jasti aita na haki. No, there are people who have very impressive resumes. You don't worry, you put. If you have attended 10 webinars, put. You have done 5 workshops, put. You have done 5 projects, put. Don't think, oh, Jasti aita. No, they are going to be happy. No one is going to say, oh, Ishton matbitidira, I will reject you. No one will say that. You don't have to worry. You put everything that you have done. That is why you keep everything in your master resume, what we mentioned. Everything that you have done. You look at your certificate, if you have a folder where you kept certificates, oh, I have attended this also. Keep that in your master resume. Okay, you can enter webinar here. Good point, Avinash. Now, awards and achievements here. Do not write things like won third prize in lemon and spoon. Don't keep those points. Okay, those points are not relevant. It might be in your master resume, but you realize when you're putting it here, okay, that's not. Master resume, don't give it to any college. What we call as master resume is the one sheet which has all your points. Don't keep these points. Okay, we have kept this. Awarded the best outgoing award in our school, Saraswati Vidya Mandir, in class 10 in 2015. Okay, so it could be some points like this, or it could be secured scholarship in first year of engineering at MC Hassan. So even if you see MC, I have not written at our college, I have written MC Hassan. See, this is the correct way to write. It could be the prize on distinction, secured distinction in all semesters. I don't know, all semesters of engineering. So whatever you know, these are awards and achievements. It could be curricular, it could be extracurricular, it could be co-curricular also. So whatever you want to type, you can put that here. If you have one prize, a second edition all semester of engineering at MCE, or was the highest scorer, even if let's say in one subject you have been the highest scorer only, highest scorer in fields and waves. I don't know if you have this subject in 4th semester. So the moment you put this, I might ask you some questions on this particular topic also, right, as an interviewer. So these are some of my, and it could be awarded some prize, I don't know, awarded the President's Medal, if you have been awarded, or Chief Minister's Medal, I don't know, for RSS or NCC or NSS or some volunteer service, I don't know, awarded the President. If you want, you type, you write that here. All of those things will come in awards and achievements. Secured. So now this shows that you are more academically inclined. Whatever you have won, you keep. The only thing I would say is do not lie. Do not say secured distinction all semesters, and when we see your percentage here, it is not that much. Okay, so that you have to take care. Do not lie anywhere. If there is one point, let us say this, I have won some point that is very, very important. I want to highlight. I awarded the President's Medal for Republic Day parade in 2014, and the only cadet from Karnataka. Let's say, for example, something like this, right? I will then, if it's very, very impressive, you decide, then I'll delete this rest of the points. I will then highlight this point, bold, underline, so that it stands out in my entire resume. If you feel any point in your entire resume is so good that you want the interviewer to see, don't highlight anything else, just highlight that point and underline. You'll have a lot of questions on that particular resume. Achievements on Scouts, NCC, achievements related to curricular activities like skits, there is a section. There is this particular section. Do not worry, Avinash and Prashant Goda, you can keep it here. Extracurricular activity. So here would be for academic and co-curricular. or something which is exceptional. Here could be extracurricular activities. If you won prizes, etc., you can keep that here also because it's an award and achievement. If you just want to show that you have participated in dramas as part of Shankar Nag's theater group, you want to keep that here, you keep. No problem at all. Okay, no problem at all. Now, let me come to strengths. Okay, when you put strengths here, don't put 20. Don't put leadership, team, leadership skills, team building skills, creativity, hard worker, good memory, fast runner. No, keep two or three that you want the interviewer to focus. If I put creative, creative in solving problems. Don't keep one word. Okay, creative in solving problems. Quick learner in difficult technical concepts, regularly read journals to know about latest trends. For example, if I write this, what you should do if you put these strengths, any strengths you want, you keep. Think of one or two instances where you have shown this. If you ask me, if you put this strength, I am going to ask you this question. Can you tell me about some latest trends in your field? Which means I've eaten your biscuit. Then you should not think, oh, I don't know. Then becomes a problem. I should not lose trust in your resume. Then you should say, sir, I know of these three emerging trends in my field. So I can talk to you about artificial intelligence, I can talk to you about machine learning, I can talk to you about cloud computing. So these are the three things that I know. Or if it is in electrical, I can talk to you about direct DC. Okay, high voltage DC. I can talk about that. So how that works. So all of these things, whatever you keep in strengths, it could be something related to technical, it could be something not related to technical. Let us say you write leadership skills. That's a common question. We'll ask, where have you shown leadership skills? So I would prepare like this. If I put leadership skills, the question might be, where have you shown leadership? So I'll prepare. Sir, in our technical fest of Malnad College of Engineering, let us say the name of the fest is Spurti. Okay, in our technical fest called Spurti, we had an instance where we fell short of sponsorship amount by 50,000, and I took the lead there, and I told the team that I will arrange for that amount. So I met all of my friends in my classroom, asked them where their parents are working, and we got 5 leads from that. We went to the companies where the parents are working, and we got that amount. And these 5 people who were in my team helped me out. So if you say this, it shows leadership skill works, right? So similarly, right, there is a joke which says the person had written quick learner here, and so the interviewer says, this is in Bangalore. How long have you been in Bangalore? 5 years. Have you learned Kannada? No, sir. Then how are you a quick learner? Okay, so that is a joke. But whatever is there in strengths, they might ask you questions on that. Okay, so be prepared. Don't write 20 points here. Oh, here my resume is small, so I will increase the resume length here. Don't try to do that part. Okay, so don't try to do that. You write 3 or 4 and be prepared. Extracurricular activities. I have just written 2 or 3. 1 minute. If I have president medal in scout, if you're okay, let me just go back to the question. Avinash question here, achievements on scouts. See, if the achievement, if you have won a prize, you won a medal, you won something that others don't have, you write that here in awards and achievements. Okay. If you have participated, let us say, I'll just show you. Here I would write participated in NCC in class 11 and 12 and went to Sakre Bail camp. For example, this is my extracurricular activities, right? So there is nothing too special about it. If I have got it, if there is something else, I would say holder of C certificate in NCC awarded in 2007. Awarded in 2007. So this is different. See, C certificate, that's an achievement. This is just the participation. So you know where to write. If you have just done something like participation, keep it here. If you have secured something as a certificate or a prize, you keep that here. Okay, achievements on Scouts, NCC, achievements will come here. If you have just been a member of Scouts, etc., it will come here. If it is just a member, they might ask, okay, how does the Scouts work? What is an NCC? What is the difference between NCC and NSS? Those questions might come. Achievements related to curricular activities. Again, achievements meaning you have won prizes as the best actor or best director or whatever, then you keep it here. Or you write here, participated or part of the theater group in our college. That's all. Then they might ask you, okay, can you enact something? Then you do one scene for them. Hey, you act. So as an interviewer, then you can act and show. Oh, beda, he dukkane beda. So if you put as theater, and if they ask you to act, if you become very shy, then the interviewer is going to think you are not a good actor in the theater group, right? So if you put something, be prepared to answer, be prepared to do. If you put can do mimicry as an extracurricular activity, right? And if they ask you to mimic someone, sir, I'm not no, sir. If you say, then the entire impact is lost. Okay, so that is what I want you to write in extracurricular activities. Part of the theater group in our college. You write in expand this part of the theater group called Natyantara in our in MC Hassan, and was a part of 8th place. So this point, okay, this point is even better. Part and 8th place, correct? So this you don't change spelling, this you don't change spelling. Fine. And then when you come to personal details, name, father's name, you put that as Mr. These are all the details you should put in personal details. You can put father's and mother's name. Put father's name. I would prefer putting both father's and mother's name. Okay. If you want to put, but this section, this part will not impact in any way. You are not going to get selected or rejected because your father's name is something and mother's name is not put. That's not there. Okay. Let's say I put Suresh Gowda. Mother's name is Bhanumati. Again, if you see how it gets aligned in one line. See, I'm not going to write Bhanumati like this. Then it will not look nice. See how it looks. That's why I bring the mouse here, put the tab, Bhanumati. And after the bullet, there is a space. Bhanumati. Date of birth, you write whichever way. Don't put, some people put that day's date here. Don't make that mistake. And languages known, put English first. Then you put any other language. Then put Kannada, then put any other language that you know. English, because you want to emphasize, you are being selected for your English communication skills in that. Even if my mother tongue is not Kannada, but even I would put Kannada first. But English is what I would put here. Other than that, don't put anything else. Don't put religion, don't put passport number, don't put siblings, no, nothing. Don't put anything else other than these four here, personal details. You are not going to get selected or rejected because of this. If you want. If you don't put, students get a little tense, so I am asking you to put. Hobbies. Do not write PUBG. Do not write video games. Do not play chit chat. Do not play movies. Why? It might be your hobbies. Keep it. Don't keep it here. Because it will look very trivial. PUBG ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ great. So let us say if you put mimicry, okay, if you put mimicry or if you put painting, you put reading newspaper. So if you moment I say reading newspaper, they might ask what is in today's newspaper. So what you put in the resume, you have to be prepared for those questions that might come. Okay, whatever you put here, it could be cooking, anything that requires some effort. I know you will say PUBG also requires effort, but imagine who is the interviewer. Interviewer is not of your age. He will be older like me. He will think, "Arey, bari PUBG na aadta irtana ivanu." That is the thing they will think. You might have excellent. So why spoil that chance? You might have PUBG. If they ask, "Do you play PUBG?" You say, "Yes, sir. Very little, but I play." So put hobbies that will show. It could even be stamp collecting. Again, this might have some questions that might come from reading this. Okay, so you read it, and so okay. Now this is red, right? You can convert it if you've written something and you want to convert it into black. Just change it here. So that is done. Now declaration. Who is the name? So name again. Take care to ensure that this name and the name at the top match. We have made that name Varshita here. So that was when we were writing, right? So I just showed it. So this is Ramesh Gowda. So we come back here towards the end, and we put I Ramesh Gowda. Date. Try to keep a date as close. So if you are creating something today and it is 4th July, right? And if the interview happens in September, don't keep July. Change it to 4th September then. To Hassan place. Even here, if you see, there is a space after the bullet. And Ramesh Gowda. When you take the print, you can sign here. It's understood whatever you keep in personal in the resume is true, but students want to keep this. If you don't keep this section, they feel bad. Okay, so keep all of this. So if you see here, it is now 2.5 pages. Okay, slightly more than 2. Try to make it 3 by adding as much data as you can. Don't elongate. Don't. I'm saying put relevant data. They should see, oh, 2 pages technical bardone hudga. Oh, parvaila. Divya, where should we keep a copy of the certificates? Ideally, what you do is you keep, what I've seen students do is they will have the originals with them. they'll bring the photocopies for the interview. Some companies want to see the originals also, so they'll keep in one file, they'll keep originals which they will not take out of their bag. They'll keep in one more folder, which is a zip folder. I don't have that folder here for me to show you. They will keep all the photocopies, so when the interviewer wants, they'll show the photocopies, so that they don't want to misplace the originals. And they will, if the interviewer wants, they'll show the originals also. So originals of your marks, with photocopies you keep ready, but in two different folders. Every little thing matters in the interview, people. See, if many people, when they come into the interview, they bring their resume like this. Okay, I don't like that, because it shows very casual attitude. Some people bring in these stick files. I have the stick file here, which is good because it shows that some effort was put. But you know who are very impressive? People who come in these leather folders. They'll keep the resume, they'll keep photos there, extra copies of the resume, certificates, copies of the certificates, whatever you need, it is there. That shows for me, firstly, that this person is very serious. It is not about spending 200 rupees on that zip folder. It's not about money. It's about knowing that this person spent time more than money on this. Okay. Will there be online interviews this year? Should you prepare an online resume? No, no, no. Suhan, you prepare this resume and keep it as a soft copy. Different companies, they might ask some additional questions also. Sometimes they just ask you send the resume. Then you send the resume to the email address. When they ask you to publish some data on their website, then you have to enter it on their website. You don't have to create anything else. Keep this, and when you are sending it to the printer, please convert it into PDF. So what I do is, file, there is this, it's very, very important. You do print as, there is this thing called Bullzip PDF printer. There are other softwares also, but you do something known as a Bullzip PDF printer. What it does, it's convert into PDF and keeps it on your own system. So when I do, it is not going to print actually. It will convert it into PDF. If you take this Word document and take it to the printer, the formatting will go away. Convert it into PDF and print. It will print as PDF. And then irrespective of which device you open, the formatting is not lost. Let me just see, this is the PDF. Done. This is how it will get printed. See how the resume looks now. This is the entire resume of the candidate. This you will fill as many data as you want. This is the resume. Okay. Thank you so much for entering your attendance also. If you have any doubts, you can post it in the chat box now. If you have any doubts, you can post it in the chat box. This is how we will share the resume Word document format. We'll share the sample career objectives also. Anything else that you need, you can please type here. Let me know. I have the attendance. I have around 160, 170 students regularly, no problem. You can type the question if you have any, and we can clarify that. Very, very important that you spend that time. Since you have time, right? You have only some hours of classes, use that time now. Because when colleges start, they will do extra load of classes because they have missed some days. Companies will start, all of that should not be a problem. Sir, everyone say that freshers should have. No, 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 no. Monica should. Okay, what happens is sometimes I will miss the question based on people putting it and attendance giving there. Freshers should not have one page. There is no criteria. Do not follow that, because if it is one page, many important data points will go away. I would want resumes that have a lot of data. There are some creative formats of doing the resume where everything is put in one page. It looks very crowded, which does not have a lot of data for me. I am not comfortable with it. It looks very nice to look at and all that. But the point is, after that, what? He will not get data about all of these things. So personally, I would want you to keep it with as many pages as you can like this, and make it nice. There's no limit on the number of pages. Okay, Namita? I think Namita asked it. Anyone else who has any other doubts, questions that you want to be clarified? I'm seeing your comments straight away. If you like the session, please click on the thumbs up. If you have any feedback, please submit it here. Nice to see Dhanush. Anyone else who has any questions, please do let me know. I will keep it open for a few minutes. We've close to the end of your slot. We will see if you have any questions. You can keep letting me know. Thank you, Mahindra. Anything else that you want, you please clarify now or subsequently in your WhatsApp group as well. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Huh? I'm seeing your chat. I see a lot of people being. Can we add different microprocessor worked on technologies? Of course, whatever you worked on, only you do, Ritik. So it's not. I have just entered something that I have worked on, right? So you please enter what you liked, what you have worked on. That you write. Don't put because your neighbor has put, because they might ask questions on that. Or if the interviewer knows about electronics, he might say, "Oh, that was not at all to be asked." Okay, so that is not advisable. You keep what is something that you did. Hmm? Anything else? Anything else that are in the back of your mind as you create resumes? You will know. Then you let me know. If not, thank you once again, MC. It's been lovely. This is probably day 22 of your sessions, and you've been very, very participative, very, very helpful. Thank you so much for your time and attention. We'll share that template Word document and the um, career objectives also. Okay. Thank you so much, Manish, Usha, and Shalini. Thank you so much for your time and have a lovely day. Enjoy your break, and we'll see you in the afternoon. Okay. All the best. Thank you. Okay. Sir, if you have done mini projects which you already have advanced device, no problem, Ujjwal. See, they don't worry. You can, if they ask, you could say, sir, I got it from my father or my brother or my sister or someone who was working gave this to us. Advanced devices, no problem. You explain, sir, I know. So they are going to be happy, right? If you know more for a student, they're not going to be sad. You keep, Ujjwal, you keep mini projects, even if it's advanced devices, you should be prepared to answer questions. That's all. Once you answer, there is no problem. Okay. Uh, Avinash, if you completed some certificate, take the printouts of everything, Avinash, because they will not have the systems. Not everyone might have a system. You take the printout, keep the soft copy in your email. For every certificate, click the photo, scan it, and keep it. For every soft copy, print it and keep. So in the folder in your email, you should have all the soft copies. In your folder in your bag that you take for the interview, should have all the hard copies. Okay. So no, some soft copy, some hard copy. No, all soft copies should be present. All hard copies also should be present. That is best, because some places you have to upload some certificates and all that. Keep it all ready in your computer folder. Okay. So keep it all there. Fine. Anything else, you please let me know. Thank you, Mohammed Nawaz. Thank you, Tahir. Okay, all the best. If you have any doubts once we send the resume, as you're modifying the resume, creating the resume, please do let me know. Okay, I will be posting it in your WhatsApp groups also. You can then start whenever you are ready. Okay, all the best and enjoy the rest of your day until 2 o'clock. Okay. See, what about online courses? How should we add it? Online courses that you have done, you can see, you can create a new section here, right? For online courses that you've done, if it is not a webinar, if it's a proper course, let's say it's an Udemy course, very nice. So what I will do, I will create it again for you. And what I will do is I will write here online courses completed. Online courses. So what I will write here, completed the course on, let us say, I don't know, I'll just write ethical hacking from Udemy, completed the 50-hour course on ethical hacking from Udemy in August 2018. So then they might ask you some questions on ethical hacking. What do you know about Udemy? What other courses have you done? All of those questions you should be prepared. Okay. Rebecca, what do you think about the simple modern resume templates? Simple modern resume templates, those one page or one, no, where you have technical proficiency, they'll put in circles and all that and explain. I'm not very keen on that, because you'll not, it just looks too crowded, ma, Divya. It just looks too crowded. The information seems they're forcing everything on one page. Even this, I can put it in one page. But for ease of reading, I would want something like this. That you can show it for creative resumes. I am personally comfortable with resumes where I can read easily. Yeah. So any further questions, you can put it in the WhatsApp groups as well. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for people staying beyond the uh, time slot as well. Very, very nice. And hope to see you soon. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.